Yep, there's the first find for me of 2014, and it's a wheat cent. I'm not sure if you guys can even see it. This is a new camera. It's a cell phone, so I'm not really sure how to use it, but there it is, wheat cent. Yeah, hopefully you can see this right here. I just found an Indian head. Get it out in the sun here. I really can't tell if this camera's focusing or not, but 1893. Sweet. First keeper of the day. Alright guys, there's results of the first hunt for 2014. First off, let me ask everybody a question. Anybody have any idea what this thing is? It's made out of brass. It has an A on one end, R on the other. Looks like it might have had a gear on the inside and outside. I hate to just throw it in scrap brass. I don't know what it is, but anyhow, we'll get on to Saturday's hunt. Found 45 cents in clad. Found the top of a fountain pen. I apologize for any of the shoddy camera work. This is a new cell phone. It's supposed to have a great camera, so that's why I got it. A piece of jewelry, junk jewelry. Found a little buckle. Not sure if that's a back off of a locket or a watch or what it is. Just junk. Found this brass thing yesterday. It looks like some sort of buckle, maybe. Not really sure. Pretty heavy though. A couple 3 inches long, whatever. 2 inches long. Now 3 wheat cents. First target I dug was a wheat cent. First target of 2014. Which is pretty cool. 1941. Get this to focus. 1955. 1919. This one was old and deep. And the best find of the day. I don't mind going out in the cold frozen ground when you at least find one keeper. 1898 Indian head penny. I thought it was a 93. Not in too bad a shape, but if you can see how bent it is. It's got a pretty good bend in it right there. I can get it to show up better. But it's not in bad shape, looks wise. You won't be able to see the bend when I get it in the binder. Put it in a coin holder and in the binder. Barry stayed after I left. He hadn't found anything but clad and some junk. Same thing I found. Nails. The nails were bad. The big pieces of the big iron nails were pretty bad yesterday. Sounded awful good. Anyhow, that's what I found on the first hunt this year. Hopefully we'll get back out in some fields. Ground's still pretty frozen, but there were some thawed spots. The lower areas where all the snow had melted and ran off to, they were thawed pretty good. Alright, out in the field here today. Made my first good find in the field here. Looks like a nice 2-piece button. Got a lot of gilding left on it. It'll be nice when I get it cleaned up at home. See if I can get a good close-up of it here. Alright, I just dug that button up right here, and I just had another 1145, 1245. Let me get the focus here. And it turned out to be a large cent. I think it's an 1851. Hopefully you can see it. Yeah, it's a 51. Alright, sweet. First field hunt of the year, 2014. Barry's got him some buttons and a few other things. I'll get back with you if we find anything else. Alright, I'm on to my next find here. Looks like a button. I'm fairly certain it's just a button. If I can find it here. Figure out how to use this camera. There it is. Probably just a flat button. Yep, that's what it is. Oh, Tomback. It's a Tomback button. Nice. Cool. That means this is a real early sight right here. You start finding these Tomback buttons, you know it's early. Alright, Barry found a silver. Looks like he thinks it's an 1877 seated dime. Trying to get this to focus. There we go. I can't see the date, but a little rough, but it's a silver and it's an oldie. Sweet. Alright, I think I got an Indian here. I just switched over to my little accelerator coil and all this iron. First signal. I believe it's an Indian. Yep, it's an Indian. I get a date off of it here. I'm not sure. 1865, I believe it is. Sweet. Yeah, I found a neat little bell here, I think. It's either a bell or a piece of a bell. It's pretty neat, whatever it is. I'll get it cleaned up when I get home. Alright guys, before I finish do my cleanup video here, I wanted to show you this 1851 large cent. Show you how well it cleaned up. Really cleaned up nice. I've only done one side, but you can see how it started out. And there's how it finished. It looks really good. Alright guys, here's the cleanup for Saturday, March 8th, 2014. Barry and I went out on a hunt. We did pretty good. A lot of little relics this week. A little piece of I think it's a piece of a suspender buckle. It's just a piece of a rivet, copper rivet. This button here, I'm not sure what it's made of. It's not metallic. I found it on the surface. And it's like almost like a hard plastic. I don't think this is period to the site. It was probably dropped off of from a farm or off a tractor or something. A few other little relics. There's a toe plate or a heel plate, whatever they were. Piece of harmonica reed, some pewter, some pieces of pewter flatware. That means it's a really old site. I believe this to be the top off of a lamp wick, lantern, whatever you want to call it. That's where the wick would come through. Another little piece of random copper. Pretty nice little rivet here. Cleaned up pretty nice. This bell's pretty neat too. I'm not sure if it's a bell. It may have had a handle come off of it like this. It might have been a candle snuffer. Not sure if it's a candle snuffer or a bell. It's nice. Neat little piece. Buttons. I have some really nice buttons. This little bitty one here. Bit of corrosion on that one. I found this in here. Pewter. It's a Tomback button. Barry also found a Tomback button. This is something else that dates that site as to really early. Like the late 1700s, early 1800s. Found this other flat button. Cleaned up okay. It's hard to read the back marks. I'm not sure exactly how old the button is. My guess is 1800 to probably 1830. Found this button. I'm not sure what you guys call them. Cloak buttons, dandy buttons. It's a huge button. And I found this really nice gilt button. Cleaned up really nice. Back mark dates it to right at 1847, which is still pretty early here in the U.S. A couple random pieces of lead. And I found a 1865 Indian head cent. It's in real good condition. Oh, focus. Of course not. Well, now it's not going to focus for me. That darn thing. This is a cell phone camera, so there we go. That's pretty close. 1865 Indian head cent, and found a really nice 1851 large cent. Cleaned up great too. Beautiful coin. Both sides cleaned up really well. Barry ended up, well, before I do that, you can look at this button and see how big this button is. I mean, it's bigger than a large cent. That tells you how big it is. Barry ended up finding a 1877, I believe it was, seated dime. A little rough, but the only silver to come out of that field. That field's been hunted. This is the second time it's been hunted. Barry and his wife hunted it last fall. He picked up some store cards, some Indians. He found a real nice Ohio Civil War era breastplate. Quite a few good finds come out of there. And then yesterday we found 3 more coins. I'm not sure if he found any large cents last fall or not, but I do know he found some Indians and Civil War store cards. Found 2 store cards. But the ground was still frozen. Yeah, you could dig about 3-4 inches maybe, and it was frozen solid after that. That's kind of why I hit this button. And it was bent real bad. I straightened it out. You can see where it was bent. But hopefully the weather will break completely here in Ohio, and I'll be able to get back out. Be happy to get back out this weekend, hopefully. But anyhow, thanks for watching. Happy hunting, and I'll see you next time.